Yeah, this is definitely a go second deck. Valor, Gamma, Hoppier Squadron, Jesus, and Phantasme. So pretty much like the first one you have to activate to summon onto the field has to be Gamma. I'm guessing you're gonna negate sequence? No. Ooh. Gamma, yep, Gamma the Maxi, so now you get them both on the field. Called by the Valor, Hoppier Squadron, and of course Biscued your Valor to protect it from getting negated. Into Excel Synchro. This is Baron. Because you summon Stardust Dragon and then go into Baron, right? There's so much going on. And then that's the scoop. Okay. And lastly, we wrap it up with Shadows replays. I'll watch the top 4. Yeah, turn 1, yeah. All that turn 1. Actually, I'll watch these 4 and then save the top one for later, I suppose. Seven win streak from 18 to 20, nice. From the start. That's surprisingly weak. That's a surprisingly weak end board. Especially since, you know, Caesar can't negate, you know, your pendulum effects. I'm guessing Baby Jack was gonna be... maybe not. Oh, you're going... I think you're gonna go straight for Endymion. Yep, you're going straight for Endymion. Because this literally wipes out his entire field. Ah, but he had the Ogre. Cerberus to bait out. I feel like you should have... yes, I feel like you should have made Master Cerberus first. Firstly, to bait out the Ogre and to banish the Caesar and bait out any back row he had. He wasn't supposed to be smart, yeah. But yeah, I think you definitely should have went Master Cerberus first. Because not only could you have gotten rid of the Ogre, you could have also gotten rid of his Caesar. Yeah, and then of course bait out an Imperm as well. So like you would have gotten rid, if you would have Master Cerberus first, you would have dealt with 2 cards essentially, and then you could have Endymion. Didn't want to play into Imperm. Well, we top decked the Valor there, so. I guess you're just gonna Pendulum Summon, spin it back. He would have just Impermed it, I suppose, yeah. Double Imperm. Endymion negate. And fortunately, Reflection doesn't have to bounce them both. Ogre wouldn't stop the XCs from being banished, yeah. I would think maybe he would imperm then, or he would like, you know, chain Ogre and then chain imperm to the Ogre. But I guess you don't really need to do that. I guess he wouldn't really need to do that when all he has to do is just, you know, use the imperm to just negate it and leave it on the field. But he had double imperm set it anyway, so... There's a stun or cash Tira? My second guess. My third guess was going to be... Oh no, it is stun. Okay. I was gonna say my third guess is gonna be Labyrinth. But when I see Extrav, my first assumption is stun, then either Cash Tira or Labyrinth. But most of the time it's stun. What does Ryo do again? You just can't add from deck to hand? Okay, yeah. So essentially it's Colossus. And you are one spell counter short from activating Servant. But he gave you the third spell counter. I would have assumed Solemn Judgment, more or less, instead of Mirror Force. But now you can just banish the Ryo. And then, you know, activate Spell Power Mastery from there. And then Field Wipe. Or not. Well, yeah, this is still a Field Wipe. Not bad. No, he draws two because of Morganite, yep. Another Ryo. And then Reflection to bounce it. He's gonna normal summon it again? Yep. Now you just go to battle. Yep, saw him strike, I figured. But he did have his own life points. Well, not have. It achieved what it needed to, reducing his life points. So essentially, you just got some free extra damage in. And then 6 turns and then 4. Like how you use both of Servant's secret effects that game, yeah. Discarding to place a spell counter on everything and then attacking directly. Alright, now you're dealing with Blue Eyes. Okay. Guess I preemptively banished, which he did not. So jack things up. Going to battle. Negate, change Zero Beam to banish the Endymion. Which essentially tricked him into giving you the spell counters you need to activate Endymion's Pendulum effect. Yeah, you essentially tricked him into giving you the spell counters you needed. And now he can't protect his field. I'm not worried about Drill Beam for the time being. And then, you know, you got rid of both of his Spirit Dragons, so you didn't have to worry about Maiden either. And then Pendulum Summon, so now you can deal with Drill Beam and his other set card. Preemptively Veiloring it, so called by. Drill Beam, negate. You want to counters on your skills ASAP? Yeah. Yeah, take out that and barrel. Leave the Maiden alone. Then next turn, you just Pendulum Summon out the Jackal King again. Just gonna keep on trying with the Drill Beam. But his back row is full now, so he can't set a trap. Negate that. Then bounce one of your scales. And you get guaranteed follow-up here. Get another follow-up. He's gonna no, that's not gonna work. Light Storm, he's gonna pop it, okay. I mean, he has somewhat of a brain. But, you know, you have 5 cards in hand. You essentially got like a full hand now. Jack King's probably gonna force out the Drill Beam. Now you can search, and now you can Pendulum Summon. I'm surprised he didn't Drill Beam that. And now Reflection can bounce, forcing out the Drill Beam, which Endymion can just chain to negate. And now you have Electromite, and now Magistr can resummon that Endymion. Or Jackal King, that works too. His set card is probably just dead then, since he hasn't used it yet. Maybe a Call by the Grave, that's not activatable. That's my assumption. And, yep, he knows it's over from there, so he just scoops. And this will be the last one that I watch. Yeah, my assumption is it was Called by the Grave. Against another Blue Eyes, I'm assuming. Or is it just one of those? Yeah, it's not. Okay, it's Fiendsmith. Wow, Drill Beam and nothing else. He's gonna Drill Beam the Citadel? Max C, okay. Okay, Knowledge isn't usable right now. Alright, yep, that Drill Beam. He Drill Beams that. I mean, you got the spell counters you need, so again... He didn't chain the trap either, so now you can negate the trap. Negate and bounce the Citadel. and reactivate it. And now you have Master Cerberus with the Jackal King on field. Or Ash, okay. Playing safe because under Maxi, yeah. Add Basilisk, get an additional draw. Into Spell Power Mastery for next turn. So you have one Spell Trap negate. Will that be enough, though? Like, my assumption is maybe negate the load, if that's what he goes for. Please tell me he tries to send Endymion. He does. He's forced to send his own card because he tried to send Endymion. You love to see it. Alright, right into Desiree. Ignumde. Does he at least try to negate it? Nope, he doesn't even bother negating it. So now he pretty much gave you free follow-up by not negating... He gave you pretty much free follow-up by not negating Endymion preemptively. So you have to worry about, obviously, hand traps. Then there's Desiree and Drill Beam. Can it negate 3? It negates up to 3, right? Oh, total link rating. So it can negate up to 5, non-targeting. That's honestly pretty good if it just wasn't in one sitting. Or like, you know, it only just counted as one disruption. Spell Power Mastery. He didn't Drill Beam. Alright, into Artemis. Is he gonna Drill Beam the Knowledge? No, okay. Alright, so yep, forcing it out. You still get the spell counters. Very nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he definitely wanted to save it for talent. I'd say Fiendsmith was the mistake. The only disruption Primite sets up is one Drill Beam. And Fiendsmith is just like a whole combo on its own. Plus you pretty much need either another Primite in hand or normal monster on the field. So you're inherently putting Garnets in your deck. And here comes the field wipe. And then you're gonna Master Cerberus, banish the Desiree. And he scoops because now he can't keep recycling his Desiree every turn. Very nice. Very nice to see Fiendsmith Primite getting destroyed. And then, you know, using your opponent's spells to your advantage by essentially making him play right into your hands. Yeah, I can definitely see how that was hype. Like, you're pretty much telegraphing everything, so you're forcing him to play around those cards, when in reality you're just literally using that to your advantage to help you generate more spell counters for your actual play, so that's very nice. But, you know, that's gonna do it for this stream. So on Wednesday, we're gonna be the standard, I guess. Resume my playthrough of Monster Hunter Stories 2, and then, you know, viewer replays for like the last hour. So, you know, hope you all enjoy your day, and I will see y'all back here on Wednesday. Peace.